I think I really was sick one time. You could get out of it being sick.
Sure.
Like
makes sense.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
But not frequently, right?
Yeah, so I started actually at Fort Myers Miracle. I did a summer internship with the Fort Myers Miracle here. And I did everything from field crew to the in-between inning games and stuff like that. The only thing I refused to do was be the mascot. I didn't dress up as the mascot.
Yeah, short mascot.
Yeah, well, okay. We don't need to talk about that. But yes, I did that, and then from there, I was a sport management major at Liberty, as obviously you were too. And then I, from there, got an internship for the Tampa Bay Rays, and I did it was box office internship, and that was 6 months. And then from there, I got a seasonal sales job, that was another 6 months, and that was there to kind of teach you how to sell and teach you the industry to then get you to that next step of a full-time job.
Goaded Podcast, welcome back. Thank you for listening again. I've got a special guest today, my best friend, Marco Ruidiaz, in the house. A Naples, Florida legend, also known as Highlight. He has joined the Goaded family, so pumped to have him, and now we got him on the Goaded Podcast. It's about time.
Pleasure to be here.
I'm pumped. He's got a great background in sports. He's got a great background in life in the greatest city of all time. I talk about Naples, Florida like that frequently. And I'm excited to talk through some things today. So Marco just joined us, like I said, at Goaded. He's doing a lot of shows for us on Whatnot. If you don't follow on Whatnot, I'll plug it today. He's also in charge of the Goaded Breaks channel because he has some card background. So breaks are a big thing in the industry or breaks are a big thing in the live selling industry. TikTok, eBay, Whatnot has a lot of card breakers now, and people are hitting $1 million cards every once in a while. There's some big cards off a $20, $50, $100 entry and winning a team. So interesting industry. I don't know much about. I'm learning. He's running that for us. We have Goaded Breaks Official on Instagram. We have it on TikTok, on Whatnot. So go check that out. And we got some big things coming from that. Maybe we'll talk about it today.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then he also is a licensed magician.
Optician.
Correct. Yeah, I said it. Close. And he has helped us form Goaded Shades. So Goaded Shades is awesome. They're on the website. It's an awesome extension of Goaded Golf. Golfers need sunglasses. We're outside all the time. So he has the brains behind the Goaded Shades you see on the website. So I'm pumped to talk about that some today. We joke around the magician, optician, because I can never remember. Ophthalmologist?
There's optician, optometrist, ophthalmologist, and you just landed on magician.
What's the one that Ross was in Friends?
Ross was neither.
He's a dinosaur guy.
No, yeah, he's a paleontologist. It was Monica's boyfriend, Richard.
Oh, Richard.
He was an optometrist. Yeah, I love Friends.
Really?
Yeah, love Friends.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like that in the office. It's what we circle through at night, falling asleep. Me and my wife.
Friends. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
But she never clapped to Friends like you and I did.
Yeah, exactly.
She hates it.
Well, we do now, but she realizes now that she wasn't the first, and that hurts her.
We've known each other since high school, and I got to tell you the story.
Middle school. Don't insult me.
Oh yeah, middle school. Was
yeah.
I was in middle school.
Yeah, you were in middle school at one point.
Barely, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Best 6 years of my life. But we went to high school youth group together. We didn't go to high school together, but pretty much high school together, 2 different schools. Mm-hmm. We went to college together at Liberty University. And shout out, we have a Liberty collab on the website too. It's been awesome. But when we were at Liberty University, we stayed in the same dorm. I'm a year older, so I was a year there before. But his wife still jokes about how we would watch Friends at night, and the part where they do the clap.
Oh,
we would do that together. Yeah, you're supposed to.
Yeah, my bad.
We'll have to insert the audio. But so she still, even last night, was saying.
Yeah, last night she was upset because I had friends on. Kevin called me, and she's definitely bitter. It's one of those like passive aggressive comments that she makes.
Yeah,
just to be like, oh,
peanut butter and jealous.
I know where I stand. Yeah, peanut butter and jealous. Yeah.
So that was a great time of our lives. Let's talk about that first. Liberty. East Campus at the time was like the Taj Mahal of college dorms.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, you had your own bathroom. Well, you shared. I actually roomed with your brother, Kyle.
Painful.
And I love Kyle, but being a roommate with him at times, loudest person on the earth. Loudest person.
Really?
He played,
Loud?
oh, dude, he would wake up early in the morning because he was walk-on. He walked on to Liberty University for football. And I'd be sleeping. I wouldn't have class till later. And Kyle would wake up to get ready, and he'd go to the bathroom. He would, when I go to the bathroom, if someone's in my room or something like that, I don't turn the light on until the door is closed. When the door is closed, then I'll turn the light on. I'll do whatever I have to do. This man just turns on the light, leaves the door open. He's like, oh, I forgot something. Walks into the closet, gets stuff, brings it in, slams the door, opens the door when he's done with the light on.
I love it.
And just wild. Yeah, but I love him. Love you, Kyle. This might turn into a little bashing of Kyle. He was also in his our closet. He would do his laundry, but he wouldn't fold his laundry. And we had a little 4x4 room, like it was a small closet. Walk in, and I had one side, he had the other, and he would wash his clothes and then he'd throw them on the ground in the closet. Wouldn't put them in a basket.
Fresh.
They were just fresh, done on the ground. And I'd go get dressed. I'm like, Kyle, are these clothes clean or dirty? He's like, oh, they're clean. I'm like, well, do you want to move them? I got to get dressed. He's like, you could stand on them. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And I'm like, all right, man, you got it.
Kyle.
Yeah, sorry, Kyle. Dude. This wasn't intended, but kind of just where the route went. But living in the East Campus dorms were incredible, and sharing the quad with me, you, Kyle. We also had Jordan, if you remember.
Jordan Cox.
He was also from Naples, and Jadu was a new friend of mine. Obviously, you knew him, but that was some really good times.
So good.
With the air conditioning battle.
We had one guy in our dorm in our quad that didn't like the AC really cold, and it's Virginia, but I wanted the AC. We weren't paying for it. It was college tuition or campus. I don't know who paid for it.
And we all agreed to that. I think we all liked it except for him.
I tried to keep it at like 65, and this kid kept cranking it up to like 80. Yeah. And I'm like, because it was cold and I'm like, I still want the AC on. I'm not coming into to the house to be warm. Yeah. And I eventually took the thermostat off the wall. I set it at 68 and just broke it so that no one could change it.
And you would I remember you even put a little note, broken, don't touch.
Yes, like it was from the maintenance team.
Yeah, trying to get them not to touch it.
You got to innovate. Yeah. If you want to be successful, you got to think of things that...
You are an innovator. You are not... I tell you that.
I would wake up sweating and I'd be angry and I'd wake him up. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? 80 degrees. I don't care how cold it is. Yeah. I loved Virginia. I would lift the windows when it would snow and let snow come into the quad.
It's the best.
Florida.
You got the blankets. You can
get
warm up as much as you want.
You can always get warmer. It's very hard if the AC is not on to get cooler. You can't you can't put anything on to cool yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now there are cooling blankets. Yeah. I love cooling blankets, but
we talk about that Liberty though. This is also not our first talk show that we've done.
we did have
details
when we got to Liberty. No, it was in Autumn Woods, wasn't it? My Naples house.
No.
I was at Liberty.
No, it was at Liberty. It was like I had that Superman necklace.
Yes.
Plastic necklace.
Don't remind me.
Yeah. Hey.
So we could talk about it because we'll talk about where we're at today. But our first podcast actually will never be aired,
ever,
and hopefully it's burned.
Yeah.
We're just freshmen in college talking about what our goals were out of nowhere. I mean, we just had a camera and thought it was funny. Yeah. But talking about not the right stuff for sure. Because you've seen, and what our goals were as 19-year-old kids, like most 19-year-old kids, that were not in the Word like they should have been. Yep. But some funny videos in there because you saw us we look back and see us as kids. Yeah. First of all, I mean, both of us have said what our goals were pretty sad, but. Yeah. And then the stuff that was happening around, like just seeing interactions in the dorm. Yeah. As married guys now, you don't have 5 or 6 guys just walking in to mess with you or start a fight or whatever. And the camaraderie.
Iconic moments in there too. There was we were filming. Yeah, that's right. Well, some moments you just never forget. And we were filming and talking, and this was take like 7. We had gone through so many takes all in one night, and. We just both were watching this like fly go around, and it was bothering us. Then finally Kevin just like this, and we both look at each other. We're like, no chance you caught it. And he opens, and fly comes out, and we're both like, ah! And you just catch just that like organic moment. I mean, we're built for this. This is where we should be.
If that was 4K, I'd probably be viral from that.
I think
this fly was like bugging us like crazy, and we're both kind of like trying to still talk. Yeah. And then eventually.
Yeah. You ain't kidding.
I'm a ninja.
Wow.
Reflexes like a cat. All right, speaking of, actually, this is perfect. So at Liberty also, so Marco and I are both vertically challenged. He's like 5'6.5". I'm sorry.
5'8".
He's
I'm 5'8" in the morning, 5'7" at night, after I'm tired.
And I'm like 5'10", 5'9.5". I say 5'10". By the way, if anyone ever gives you a half in their height, they're usually pretty short. No one does the halves.
That's right.
But we can also pretty much dominate at any sport out there. I don't know what happened, but both of us, since we were kids, there were times a long time ago I used to get picked last because of my size, but that never happened. Once they did it once, it never happened again.
That's right. There you go.
And I'm not just joking. I'm actually that serious.
Naturally.
Ping pong, tennis we picked up pretty
good old
quickly.
days.
Baseball we played together.
We used to play, remember, stickball or whatever at your Autumn Woods in that tennis court.
In the tennis court.
Yep.
Jacking home runs.
Oh, like it was
kind of
nothing.
like Ohtani right
Yeah,
now.
switch hitters.
You've always had the elusiveness. I'm not elusive.
Yeah.
Well, flag football, I learned some ways to be elusive.
You were in your own way. At least.
Yeah.
You're good with the hips,
And you would joke about not being able to catch you, and a lot of people couldn't catch you. There's like 20,000 people on Liberty's campus.
Yeah.
Probably 50%. It was pretty even guy-girl ratio.
Yeah.
So let's call it 10,000 people on Liberty's campus. 150 of them play football. The rest of them play intramural football. Big intramural football.
Huge.
League at Liberty University,
Yeah.
right? This dude, Marco, he would play quarterback for the team and for his flag football team.
Yeah.
And his own teammates would be trying to pull his flag because he wouldn't pass. He didn't need to pass. He would just run around like people were trying to catch a slippery snake or something. I don't know.
I love to throw. I love baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport, and I was a pitcher, so I like to throw. But I also, in football, even flag football, I understand. But you got to have some anticipation on your throws and stuff like that. And I didn't really have that. So I didn't really trust who was coming open, and I was like, well, it's better if I just run. And why throw it, risk it being picked off or something, and if I can just run it myself. And so, I would just run around. And it was, I will say, not to be bragging or whatever, but freshman year was like a coming out party. Like, people were like, who is this kid?
Yeah. I don't compliment him much, but it honestly was impressive.
Yeah.
I've never seen plays last for like 90 seconds, just like running around people. It was like Michael Vick when you play Madden with Michael Vick, where you could just run backwards and run.
That's about
I'm
right.
not kidding. I'm not kidding.
I remember you were saying, because you were head of the intramural league, like the refs that were out there. Like, he was basically running it. And he told me the story after the first game. He's like, he was telling, I don't remember who specifically it was, but he was talking to a player or one of the girls scorekeeping or something like that. And they were talking about, like, who's this team? They're going to be terrible or whatever. He's like, no, just watch what happens with this one. And the very first play, I went like 70 yards on like a touchdown run. And I remember just kind of that being the thing.
So funny.
But, it was, I went to regionals. We won. I got picked up my freshman year. We did the All-Star
travel
flag football league. We won regionals in Maryland and then got our way paid to nationals in Tampa, here in Florida. But those are my glory days for sure. There's no denying
Ryan
that.
Barr, we just saw him. That team took it serious. Like, if you drank soda, like flag football.
Yeah.
If you drank soda, you were in trouble. Or he didn't like it.
He was a really good quarterback. I mean, if we were going to do that, we were going to play serious. But that was that was the first time I ever played rusher, like as a defensive line. Like, I didn't play quarterback. I just ran. I was a rusher. And he told me by the end of it, he's like, I've never seen anybody as a better rusher than you are. And
those years, you were so fast. You were fast in high school too. But
it was different, but that was fun.
The high school, well, we won't even go back to high school. High school days, you're point guard, but you worked in the sports world. I always say it wrong, but I know you were at Oakland Athletics, Tampa Bay Rays, Miami Heat.
Yeah, so I started actually with Fort Myers Miracle. I did a summer internship with the Fort Myers Miracle here. And I did everything from field crew to
I didn't know that.
we did the tarp, we did all that, to the in between inning games and stuff like that. The only thing I refused to do was be the mascot. I didn't dress up as the mascot.
What a short mascot.
Yeah, well, okay. We don't need to talk about that. But yes, I did that, and then from there, I was a sport management major at Liberty, as obviously you were too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I from there, got an internship for the Tampa Bay Rays, and I did the front. It was box office internship, and that was 6 months. And then from there, I got a seasonal sales job. That was another 6 months, and that was there to kind of teach you how to sell and teach you the industry to then get you to that next step of a full-time job. Yeah. And if they had openings, then you had a chance to get hired there. If not, it was to send you off to another team. And we had probably, I think, 12 of us in the seasonal sales job. So we would do that, and then by that 6 months, kind of interesting story, I getting to the end of my time. I didn't have a full-time job yet, and I finally I had a bunch of interviews. I had an interview with the Braves. That was like my dream job. I had an interview with the Athletics, and then I had an interview with Sporting KC, the soccer team. And I got to the point, I had the interview with Oakland, and I didn't hear back from them. So then I decided I got my other interview with Sporting KC, and some of the people that worked there, my bosses knew them, and they got me the job offer from Sporting KC. And I'm terrified of tornadoes, so I was like, I really don't want to go to KC, but I also want to be in professional sports. So I accepted the job. I accepted the job, and that same day, I'm telling everybody, my other boss calls me into his office. He's like, hey, did you ever hear back from Oakland? And I said, no. I said, I would have loved to go work for baseball. Like, that would have been a dream. And he's like, okay, I'm going to call him, and I'll get you back in here. I was like, okay. So he called them, calls me back in. He's like, hey, I think you should call them back. And I was like, and tell them what? He's like, I just talked to some of the guys there. I think you should call them. So I said, okay. So I called them, and I said, hey, I did just take his job with Sporting KC. If I could, I'd much rather work for you guys, but that's up to you, like, whatever. And he's like, okay, I'll get back to you. And by that day, by like 6 o'clock, I remember in my apartment, I got the phone call, and they're like, hey, we want to offer you to Oakland. And nice. I remember he told me, he's like, hey, we're paying you $33,000 a year. And as a first time job, like in the sports, I'm like, oh, I'm pumped. Like, that's more than enough. I'm very frugal. I don't spend a lot of money. Like, that's great. And I remember getting pumped, and he's like, well, calm down. It's not that much money. He told me, and he was like, and I was like, oh, I don't care. I'll do it anyway. But I got that job. I took it. But then I went back the next day. I had to call Sporting KC and tell them I wasn't taking it. And one of my other bosses was furious with me because he helped me out and all this stuff. And I was like, I mean, I know, and I'm sorry, but this is my future. Yeah. And I want to be in professional sports. So
was the soccer just as much money or more?
Truthfully, I don't even remember. It wasn't even like a vote. Like, I was just going. Like, the only reason why I took Sporting KC is because I wanted to be professional sports, and although it wasn't baseball, football, or whatever, like it was still professional soccer. So I don't remember, honestly, but that's a good question.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And California's not cheap to live. Yeah. And I used to come out there once a month.
At least that was.
I used to visit, or I visited twice, I think. I think I paid once, and your mom flew me for your birthday.
Yeah, my mom flew you once, and then I think maybe you came out once.
For a day, or I was there for someone else.
Yeah, probably. You didn't.
It was no, I didn't. Yeah. I was not happy. I wanted Atlanta so I could at least drive the car. Tampa was fun. I came up to Tampa
was
great.
Yeah, you came up a lot. Tampa a lot.
But amazing. I mean, the industry. I was amazed with, like, you're in the front office technically, right? It's a front.
Yeah, we were in the executive offices.
And I was amazed that, like, you weren't paid. You had to commute like 40 minutes or an hour. You're not paid a ton. California's hard to live anyways, but. There's a lot of people in that front office, like, working for almost free.
Yeah. Oh, it's dirt cheap.
Some interns.
Yeah, that's what.
Or a lot of interns.
That's what they do in sports. It's like, hey, if you won't do it, we'll get somebody else that will for that price, because that's how badly people wanted to do it.
That's kind of how we're Goaded's at. I need to start having some.
I'm serious. Like, not that, but I mean, like that is that makes sense.
Franchise, yeah.
Like, people, when you have a job that people want to do, they will sacrifice pay because they enjoy it at times. But
and the resume builder, or the
I mean, that was also before I had a family, so it was easier for me to be like, I don't need the money, I'll do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. But yeah, I lived like 40 minutes away, but also because you didn't want to really be in the heart of Oakland all the time.
Not a good area. That, and then you moved from there to Tampa.
No.
Miami.
No. Well, yeah. So I went from Tampa to Oakland. I was in Oakland for about 4 years. I worked for the A's for about 4 years, and then from there I came and worked for the Miami Heat for about a year, and then that was my final stop in sports.
I loved that too, because you were there during the LeBron years.
No, I came after.
You were after LeBron? I went to one game. He hooked it up. Only hooked up one game.
That's one. That's it. That's all you get.
But it was on the court, like close by.
You know, it's interesting though. Like basketball compared to baseball. Like we would have like so many tickets on hold and all that stuff, and we could in advance like, okay, hey, we got you these tickets and stuff like that. In basketball, the ticket prices were significantly higher.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you know, as I worked in the premium area, so I had the courtside seats, the seats at half court and stuff like that, and the suites. Those would be released on holds an hour before the game, and I wouldn't have access till then because those are technically all sold out. But then our accounts would message us to be like, "Hey, we're not coming. You can get rid of them," and stuff like that. Or we'll text them and be like, "Hey, are you guys coming? If not,
we need to get on that list. We can drive over there.
Let's do it." Yeah,
we're working on some Heat Elite putters.
Yeah, my other buddy still works in Miami, and we're trying to get some of their premium clients. It's still for the Miami Heat, but it's for their premium seats and stuff like that.
I doubt he comes through. Knowing him,
he's a good guy.
Kidding. No, I'm pumped for that. Miami, everything. Okay, so from there, quickly because it's boring. The optometrist.
Sure. Yeah. So my stepfather started optical stores back in '83, I think, and he had 3 of them. And for the longest time, he always wanted me to work for him, and I was like, well, I'd rather not. Like I don't want to ride the family coattails.
Yeah.
Everybody in my family worked for him. My brother did. My 2 cousins did. My stepbrother did. Like all these people worked for him.
Yeah, he's got a couple locations in the
3.
heart of Naples.
Yeah, and he's got one. It's in Mercado.
Mercado's one of the best outdoor shopping malls in the country. It's
Absolutely
an awesome
spot. So we did. So
you put in the work. You got licensed and
within 2 years. A year and a half. It's usually like. You have to get 6,300 hours is what it is, or 6,280 before you can even sit for the board to get licensed. So you either go through school for 2 years and you do that, or you do the apprenticeship hours. But I did both. So I took classes and I was apprenticing, so I was able to
do it quicker.
Yeah, make it fast.
In your with your license, you can do what? You can do prescriptions?
Yeah, so I'm like a pharmacist essentially. So you'll bring me a prescription, and then I fill the prescription. I check it.
Only a licensed person could do that.
Yes, it is. It is absolutely illegal in Florida. There are some states that they don't, but it is illegal for someone to dispense a pair of prescription eyewear without being a licensed optician.
Good to know.
Yeah.
We're going to do that soon with Goaded. So this is good. I'll reference this podcast. Our support team will just go watch the podcast. You don't need to hear why.
Sounds perfect.
Why we're doing this. Yeah. And then from there, where you came here to Goaded.
Yeah.
So Goaded breaks. So last night or 2 nights ago, the best card we've pulled was an Ohtani card. 25
out of 25. It was a Topps Chrome hobby box that we pulled it out of, and it was a gold parallel, which is the gold border, and we pulled a 25 out of 25, and
Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani, and he just one of the guys that bought it, that won it in the break, just messaged me, and he's like, yeah, I just sold it for $700 ungraded, so which is pretty big.
That's
you know what I mean?
awesome.
And if he would have got it graded, I think it could have went for like at least $1,500, $2,000. Yeah.
And he paid $20, probably $15 to get in that break.
Honestly, yeah, right, or maybe even less. Like he was also a guy that he bought like almost every.
Okay,
he was a guy. He's like, I want that box, kind of a thing. And so
that thing's gonna be worth some money. Ohtani, the other night. So this is gonna air in a week or two. Ohtani the other night, recently, just hit 3 home runs in a game and had 10 strikeouts.
He's a freak.
I think he's the greatest. Yeah. He's got to be the go to baseball now, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a drop eventually for him because that guy is just unreal,
insane.
I mean, you don't see. I mean, people talk about like Babe Ruth because Babe Ruth did the same thing, but it's different times, different eras, and since Babe Ruth, nobody's ever really done that. But now there's another guy I saw coming up doing the same
pitching
thing. And he's here in America. Right. I can't remember who it was, but I did see
Kevin VanDuser.
Yeah, that's actually exactly right.
So, you know what's interesting? I was telling the guys at the office, goats historically, like if you have a hard time identifying goats, I'll help you if you do. But if you have a hard time identifying a goat, look at his surroundings and look at like what field he works in. And if the rules are having to be changed because of him,
Yeah.
that's usually a good sign of a GOAT.
Yeah.
They've changed the rules in baseball a couple of times, small ones, and they're
Yeah.
talking about changing another rule in baseball where you can come in and relieve and stay. You can
Yes.
DH and come in and relieve, which is not allowed right now.
No.
So they can't let Ohtani come in and relieve, or if they
Yeah.
took him out, he'd have to stop hitting.
Yeah.
So
And that's
these-
just trying to grow the game. Because,
yeah, and it should be changed, right? Because all of us want to see him. The people want to see him come in and relief, or
Yeah.
it to be an option every single game.
Yeah, exactly.
But amazing. So keep that in mind. And the same thing happens. I was telling the guys at the office the other day, like we've had a lot of times the whatnot rules have been changed.
Oh, dude.
Because we're the goats of whatnot.
That's right.
And put it out there. It's proven. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But if the rules are changing around you, that means and you're doing the right things. It means you're breaking the industry, and you should be trying to look for things in your field. If you're listening, whatever you do, you should be trying to look for things to improve for your boss, if you own the company, for yourself, for sure, and then for your family too. You want to look at improving your home life and making your house a place that is edifying, a place that other kids from the neighborhood come in and they see a change, and they come in and they see, oh, there's rules here. I'm not allowed to just be in my room with the door closed. I'm not allowed to watch anything I want on YouTube. There's rules in this house.
Yeah.
So let me challenge you to do that. Make the rules around you change. The card breaks. Back to that. We have some cool stuff happening, and I just sent over an email today. A business we're going to work with, I think, to have our own packed goaded breaks.
Game changers.
Which would be awesome, because then we can choose. Baseball's going on right now. Our baseball drop this month is, by the time it releases, I can say. So,
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it's released.
You want to risk that?
No one knows while we're filming this, or a couple people, but Cal Ripken we're celebrating this month, and it's sick. The baseball shaft, the baseball grip, you're going to love.
My favorite drop.
It's sweet.
Absolutely
Is it?
favorite, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
Well, I mean, I'm also biased.
Baseball player.
The baseball shaft, the putter shaft, the grip, like all
sweet.
that. I'm biased.
Now we can shout Kyle out. Kyle killed it on that one. Kyle's the designer.
We shouted him out already at the beginning
Sure,
of this
that's
podcast. Yeah.
But we'll be able in months like this to pack 100 packs of cards that are legit cased cards.
Like hits, graded, in cases.
And then the chaser be the Cal Ripken chaser that's worth
go to the month.
thousands of dollars, right?
Yep.
So really cool development. If you're listening to this, it will be announced in a couple days. But we're finalizing all the details there, and that'll be sick, because then all day and night these shows go on all platforms.
Yeah.
TikTok, whatnot, eBay.
Yeah.
People are hunting down cards. They're hunting down chasers and love the thrill of opening packs and stuff.
And it's fun. And like, I mean, for me as a ripper too, it'll be fun. And in those packs, I wouldn't know what is in the card. I'll know the drop, so I'll know that card is coming, but I won't know what other breaks are in there or what other hits are in those. And there's going to be some good hits in those packs as well. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
Because right now the industry, and I'm learning, but the Topps fad that just happened. You're guaranteed an auto, but it could be like a guy that's never played. Could be a guy that
it could be a nobody. Well,
is injured. I mean,
they're not fair to say, but
true. And they say, oh, you're gonna get there's one guaranteed auto in this box, but it could be a junker. And now we can control that. No matter what, one of the packs has a couple $1,000 card that's themed after our putters and our core business.
Yeah, or even one of the past goats and stuff like that. There's a lot of and endless possibilities that we're gonna be able to do with that.
I'm pumped for that.
Yeah,
and we could do a goats only series or box or whatever, and then
we may even have cards of ourselves
That's
in there.
That's gonna be the real hit.
Yeah.
The real chaser.
That's
redhead.
where God's gonna check us on our pride. I'll tell you. That's where he might check us on our pride. But
the AI cartoons of myself, I don't feel prideful about. I'll tell you that. They've always got me round and shit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't
want to edit the shape.
Fried Meatball sent one the other day though, and AI's scary, man. Sent one of, it's a picture. I want to show it to you, of me in like a pile of baseball cards, and like just my head. I got a smile, and I'm like, that looks exactly like me.
Yeah.
And that wasn't me. Like, I've seen AI stuff be like close or messing around, especially in the cartoon versions. But that's terrifying.
It is. Well, the mastermind I just went to, these guys are all really concerned with it, because you get a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram or TikTok, and people are taking their, like Mr. Beast, his face is being used all the time,
all over the place,
and they're moving his lips, making him say whatever they want him to say, and it's not actually his business.
No.
or it's anything he even knows about. So it is kind of scary.
How are they gonna check? And not to get off topic, but how do you check all that? Like, because people they always want their royalties and stuff like that, but like with AI being able to produce all that stuff,
the answer is even scarier.
Yeah.
To check AI, the only answer is
to
AI.
Yeah.
They have to build another AI software to check
all
the
AIs. Yeah.
That's the
We're gonna
answer.
get to iRobot soon, or
Sure,
what is
we're
it?
already there.
We're just gonna stop there. All right, let's move on.
So I'm pumped for that. The last thing I want to talk about is kind of, we joked at the beginning, or towards the beginning, about the freshman year we had, and both of us are dads now. We're very blessed with amazing women, Proverbs 31 women that are our rock and have helped us become the men we are, and are still working on us, they would both say. And then our kids are the exact same ages.
Crazy.
You got a junior, I have
both boy
a third,
and a girl.
and a boy, and our girls are the same age. So God has blessed us more than we deserve. Especially looking at those videos we had freshman year, we did not deserve to even make it out of college, and to what we have now.
Yep.
God's grace is amazing. So I wanted to talk about like kind of where you're at in the journey you've had spiritually, or actually start with where you remember first being like, making a decision to not live for yourself, the not the renewed one, because I know your journey, but like when you first started going to church, and when you thought you were saved, and what you thought you were dedicated.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Well, I kind of tell people, and you'll hear some people talk about stuff like this, but I grew up, my dad got saved, and then it introduced me and my brother to Christ at like, I think I was like 4 or 5, so it was really young, but then we grew up in the church. We went to a couple churches here, and then the FBA started, First Baptist Academy started, and they put me there in 5th grade
for school.
And so I was there, but it was more of just like the things we do. Like it was, we go to church, we go to school at a Christian school, and then we would go to youth group. I mean, you and I were there every day after school, and we'd hang out till nighttime. And so,
did you do Awanas?
I never did Awanas. Yeah, I didn't do Awanas. I think maybe I went to like 1 or 2, but it wasn't like a consistent thing.
Marco's high energy Awanas. They would have.
They wouldn't be
handling it.
Yeah.
My dad's youth group was perfect for you.
Great.
Start with dodgeball and end with dodgeball.
But your dad did such an incredible job. And again, obviously, Kevin and I have been basically brothers since middle school, high school, if you ask him. But his dad is also like a second father to me. I've been blessed. I have my father. I have my stepfather, but I consider Coach V one of my other fathers. And but the way he had set up youth group was so like inviting, and people wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Like it was always packed. There was never like, oh, there's only like 15 kids here, 20 kids here. Like there was hundreds.
Couple hundreds, yeah.
We would do the lock-ins, like all that stuff would be great. But we would get to play. We'd have volleyball. We'd have football. Your dad would come out there and play with us and stuff.
The punishments for kids were like you couldn't go to youth group on Wednesday.
Yeah,
like I'm in trouble. I can't.
Honestly,
it's crazy.
That's really how it was, and those were good times. But anyway, so we grew up in that realm, and that was great. Then went to college at Liberty with you, and
high school we had some pastors. We had some youth pastors.
Yes,
like
we did.
Several youth pastors that came.
That's
in.
right. Forgot all about that.
I'm sure a lot of people watching like. This happens. I mean, youth pastors are not usually sticking around. There's not many guys that are like, I want to be a youth pastor for a living. They want to be the head pastor, and they want to plan their sermon and speak 1 day a week, 2 days a week. They don't want to speak to 13-year-old kids that aren't listening. Yeah. So nothing against them, but we did recycle a couple youth pastors, which didn't help your brother's age, my age, or yours, really, because guys are like, I count on these guys, and then they're out.
Yeah, like you guys... I mean, you had your dad, obviously, but your age group didn't grow up with Coach V as their youth group leader. Yeah. Like, your dad was there, and I think, like you said, that's important. Like, the consistency was there. Like, your dad was there for us for 3 years of middle school and then continued through high school. Yeah. So, like, he was always a part of our lives. And rather than, like you said, some of the high school pastors were there flipping. Like, we didn't have a steady high school pastor at all. No. Like I think it changed literally almost every year.
Yeah.
And like he said, like not doesn't mean they were all bad people or anything like that, but trying to grow the youth, like just like you need a parent, you need a father in the home, you need a pastor, a youth pastor that's there, that's going to kind of help nurture and grow and teach you and correct you and disciple you and love on you and let you know what's right and wrong. And when you're flipping pastors like that, it's not always the easiest to go through.
Yeah, and that, I think, it's not an excuse, but it definitely, in a world of increased divorce, increased attack on the home and other stuff too, it's hard when you're one relief for a lot of friends of ours and a lot of families. Like, there's that Wednesday is supposed to be like my guy that I can count on, right? Or that I can hear from and I can be tuteled under, or whatever that word is, right?
Tutored.
And be discipled. Yeah, tutelage, I was gonna say. But that didn't help a couple of our friends, and then of course us not having a good circle of influence.
Yeah.
High school wasn't the same. I didn't want to interrupt you, but we skipped from middle school
you're right.
to college.
Yeah,
but like high school, we weren't really dedicated to, it was really our testosterone making every decision, and it was sports. High school is whatever, and we both had times during high school. I don't want to interrupt your story, sorry, but we both had times during high school. We were in the Word. Like, I started a Christian club my freshman year and then got sidetracked, and then senior year I came back and was leading FCA and other stuff, but I was still living however I wanted to live. But both of us weren't really obviously where we wanted to be now, or where we want to be now.
Well, it's interesting. Like, it's like we were living selfishly. You know what I mean? We were you know that the age of accountability is always the question. You know what I'm saying? And like, we were young and we knew, but we also didn't. You know what I mean? We were very, very ignorant to all that stuff. But yeah, like in high school, we were just we had, at least for me, I had Jesus in the back of my mind. Like, oh, I love you, God. And like, okay, at night, it was, in my mind, it was acceptable to live how I wanted to during the day. And then at night, be like, oh, God, forgive me for that. Like, okay, I know you'll forgive me, so we're good. Like, and that, rather than feeling that conviction all the time. And, in middle school, we were in a Christian middle school. And I know that Christian schools nowadays, and even back then, aren't always the best. And there's still there's still problems within Christian schools. But that compared to a public high school that we then went into, I mean, I went to a public elementary school, so I at least had a little bit of that. But going from a private to a public like high school, and then you're just submersed in everything. Yeah. And that's where you start, you start thinking other ways, you start looking for certain things and doing certain things, and
both of our schools had 3,000 people in them too, right?
Yeah.
4,000 people. So we went from my dad being 4 doors down the hall. Yeah. I only spent half a year in 8th grade that's why I always go to high school, I'm realizing. Yeah. But at FBA, we weren't getting away with anything. Yeah. Like, your mom was going to know before we got home.
Exactly.
At Naples High and Barron,
no idea.
No, parents had no idea what
at all.
But then college, I was off to college, but you had Liberty was kind of the plan.
Yeah. So, what's funny is I really wanted to go to the University of Tennessee because I just love Tennessee. Like, I wanted to do it, but I also was super lazy and didn't want to apply for colleges. Applied to Liberty, got in. I knew you were there, and I was like, well, why do I care to go to any other college? I don't care to go. Like, I'm in. I go with my best friend. I love it. Like, I'm in. Done. And so Liberty was a choice, and I went and visited for the college for a weekend. It was beautiful. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, but. And honestly, I couldn't have been happier with my decision too. And even to be in that Christian environment and just being around like-minded people for the most part. Again, it was a big university, so there was a lot of different people there and stuff like that. But for the most part, and it was good.
It's crazy. Liberty, we have a collab with now, and we've been visited. We donated to the golf course. And we have a hole at Liberty University, or a driving range now. We got the
super exciting
support of the driving range. But man, I go back, and we both said this. We went back for alumni or homecoming last year.
Yeah, that was my first time back.
Oh, really? Since we left?
Since we left, that was my first time.
You told me that. The amount of things I avoided when I was at Liberty that were there for me.
Crazy.
Like convos, you had to go to convo 3 times a week.
Yeah.
You had to make your bed
campus.
if you're on campus.
Yeah.
You had to make your bed. You had to take out the trash, or you get written up or fined if you didn't do those things. So, in our mind, it was a military school when we were first there. But what a good thing it was for us, because obviously it taught us things. Doing hard things is something now I preach to my kids, and they're 6 and 4. Yeah. But the convo speakers that we missed, I'm so mad about.
Yeah.
Like when we were there, we missed
so many.
The Yates family. We missed the TDJ, or we missed a bunch of people that back then were pillars, and still their family lineage still pillars. The Grahams were there a bunch. Movie stars, WWE wrestlers that were proclaiming to be Christians that were using their platform. Yeah. And we were skipping those convocations.
All the time.
I was.
I was skipping too. I mean, freshman year, when you're on campus, you had to go. They would check. You still found ways to somehow avoid it. I couldn't believe how you could do that. But, yeah.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the best way. Sorry.
No, please elaborate.
No one knows this. I told the guys at Liberty. So they would check your whole room.
Yep.
But they never checked the laundry rooms. So I would make my bed, and I would bring my sheets into the laundry room and sleep on top of the dryer because I wanted to stay asleep. We were up till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Oh, my goodness.
And I would wait and hear. He'd check the rooms, and then I would literally take my blankets, go to the laundry room, lay on top of the washer and dryer, sleep, and then I would go back to my bed until he was done checking our room. Almost all the time. But I didn't tell anybody because then there would have been more people on the washer and dryer.
Walk me through this. How do you come up with that? Like, how do you you don't want to go, right? So, like, what possesses you to say, I know, I'm gonna go see if I lay down in the laundry room if they're gonna come check on me.
I'm gonna let you all in on a secret, okay? I'm a loophole person, and it's done well for me, and I'm trying to use it for God's glory now. Data is your friend, so you always want to try to find data and study data and see if it's accurate. If it's accurate, then you should be your best friend.
That's right.
So I was sick. I think I really was sick one time. You could get out of it being sick.
Sure. It makes sense.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
But not frequently, right? So I was sick one time, and I watched our RA what his process was, because he had to still check the rooms, and realized the areas that he didn't check and wasn't going to check. And I'm like, oh, he didn't even, of course, he's not going to go in the laundry room, and he's doing it quickly. So the data for me was, where's this person check every day? And this is the area that in this room I could hide and still sleep. The other problem was they could check. Convo was from 9 a.m. to 10:30. We leave around 8:30 to walk there. Wouldn't be back till 11. So he had 3 hours to check. So I didn't want to hide somewhere. He checked the closets and other things where we tried. But you didn't want to hide somewhere that you'd have to be there for 3 hours without it being comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
So and during the winter I would turn on the dryer so it'd be warm, and I'd just lay on top of the dryer.
Massage as you're laying there too.
It was nice, and I wanted to be able to sleep for that 3 hours because that's the goal. That was the goal of skipping, not to just skip and be a rebel, so I could sleep. We're up too late. So data. Just figuring out where he went. If I could have put a tracker or a camera in if cameras were around back then, I would have been like, oh, he doesn't even check underneath the couch. I'm going to sleep underneath the couch. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah.
But then after college, for me, and we had a talk, this is crazy. Not many people have heard this part of it, which is the great story, it was, a year and a half ago or 2 years ago? No, a year and a half
Probably
ago?
about a year, honestly. I would say a year, maybe a year and a half, yeah.
We went to a movie, I think, with the kids.
Moana
live
2.
movie or 2 movie?
Moana 2.
Is there a live Moana? No, there's going to be one.
There's supposed to be.
Sorry, my daughter's going to be upset.
Yeah.
You should know, Dad. Yeah. We went to a movie. We were talking in the parking lot after, too late. It was probably on the weekend. But and we both just started talking about, like, man, I'm in this, or Marco, I don't remember it accurately. I know we both at one point said, man, I'm just hungry for knowledge. I'm hungry to grow closer to God. I'm hungry to know more, because there's so much out there that you read through the Bible and you're like, why are we so set on dancing? Why are we so set on same-sex marriage? Why are we so set on this and so condemning and so judgmental when God just preaches love and right? And everyone's welcome, and not everyone's welcome to at his feet, right? Yeah. But there was some things we were talking about, and you probably remember better than I do in that parking lot. But it challenged both of us, and then we decided to do accountability.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So the way it started for me is, obviously we had our kids, and I'd always felt convicted about the reality. I was partying, I was drinking, and then I always felt convicted. I would also, when I would drink, I would cuss, and so I always felt bad about that. And me and my wife started dating, and when we started dating, I was like, listen, if we're gonna be doing this, we gotta be able to trust each other. So if we're gonna go out and party, we don't do it without each other. You have to do this. And that progressed till when we were married and stuff like that. And then we're like, what are we doing? Like, why are we even doing this at all?
Party with your spouse.
You're miserable.
Kidding.
Well, Well, I would say, hey, you go over there. I'm just gonna go do my thing over here. You just be
I'm
there.
gonna dance over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna dance over here in the corner. But then I just again felt God convicted. But here's the thing: like the conviction from God, the Holy Spirit had always been there. So like I always had that, but I never listened. And that's where though I kind of listened on my time, which was very selfish, and not everybody gets that opportunity. God thankfully allowed me to have this opportunity that I was able to listen what I would perceive as my time and not God's time. I was like, okay, I got married and I had kids. Now it's time to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was always there. But I also, like you said, like, okay, why are we're so firm on no dancing, so firm on same sex, so firm on this? Like, why? And I had always, in my mind, it had only been from what your dad, Coach V, had said, my dad had said, people around me, but never my own research, never my own reading and stuff. And it got to the point where we started to find a church. I didn't want to go to First Baptist anymore, not because anything is wrong with First Baptist, but I knew too many people there. I couldn't separate God and people and what I had seen and stuff. So I told Alexandria, I was like, I don't want to go there anymore.
Oh yeah,
so
she wasn't happy about that.
Oh, she wasn't happy.
She grew up in
she still was going there consistently. But as the head of the household, I was like, if you want me to be able to lead in a godly way, I need to be fed in a way that helps me. And so she, shout out to Alexandria, she's great. And we tried every single church. And then we finally got to a church, it was Destiny Church, which I didn't want to go to because I was like I grew up Baptist, and it's very charismatic, and not very, but it is charismatic. And so there are some things that especially Baptists don't necessarily agree with. But I was like, when my buddies went there, I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And
Who won?
Loved it. Patrick. Patrick C.
Okay, great shirt.
Yeah, no. Patrick, the small bald head.
Oh yeah, Patrick. Yeah.
Sorry, Patrick.
My bad.
So anyway, we went there, and I was very hesitant, but I loved it. People felt genuine. It didn't feel fake. It was just people loving people, and like when they prayed, it wasn't crazy. It was praying though with passion that they believe that God is going to move, and I respected that, and I felt I was missing that passion for myself. Like, where is that like the belief, the faith, right?
Yeah.
So we went there, and then that's when we were there for a little bit, and they did a corporate fast. And this is where I was like, okay, I started to feel God calling me a little bit more. And then when we did a corporate fasting, I was like, I'm not going to not eat. I'm going to not watch TV is what I'm going to not do. And I'm going to make sure that I read every day because I'm tired of listening to what everybody tells me and not really understanding why. I want to understand. I want to have my own foundation. I don't want it to be others. So
What time of year was that? No TV.
January. Playoffs. Titans were in
Football?
the playoffs, which I'm a big Tennessee Titans fan. Yeah.
I can't do it. Sorry, I'm sorry, Lord.
Yeah. But that's sacrifice,
I
right?
can do it. I can do it.
That's
crazy. So for a month?
For fasting, that's what it was, 21 days.
21 days, no TV.
January 1st, no TV.
If a TV was on at the restaurant, you looking the other way?
Yeah. But seriously, like
awesome.
I was trying to,
It's supposed to remind you when you fast
yeah.
to pray, right?
And that's where it was like food. I knew that like if I was hungry in breakfast, I'm not going to sit there and not eat and just pray for like, or lunch. Like I needed to be changed. Like I had to change my habits first. So I did that, and it was the greatest thing I ever done. I couldn't encourage anybody more to do it. Like, if you have the ability, if you're struggling to read, I hate reading in general, loathe it. But I knew that it was important. And if I wanted to get that, like I said, that foundation, I was like, I'm just going to do it. So I cut out TV. My wife and she wouldn't watch it either. She was forced because of me.
Nice.
And I would sit down and I'd read. And I would read a chapter. And if I could just read a chapter. And I did it for 21 days straight. And now, if I miss it, I feel like something's off. Like if I miss that time. But that
still to this day.
Still to this day. You can ask my
wife.
wife.
When was that? A couple years ago?
Dude, that was 2021. Yeah.
Wow. 4 years.
If you would have told me, I'm not kidding. Like, and you can ask her to this day. I'll still every single night I go and it's at night. I put the kids to bed and she'll be in bed or whatever, and we'll talk, or I'll watch the game. I'll watch the game till halftime. And then at halftime, I'll stop and I'll go out in the living room and I'll do it.
And you've done and haven't missed for 4 years from that you can recall.
I have never missed like a week or anything like that. It's been like I'll miss like maybe like 3 days. We go on vacation, so I'll miss like 3 days. But I hate talking about this because I don't want it to be like bragging.
No, that's awesome.
But like
it's challenging.
for if I have been home for a week, I haven't missed even close to a week. Like,
awesome.
now my devotions may be some days
Shorter,
an hour, and then
Yeah.
there's other days it's 5-10 minutes because I just can't concentrate. You know what I mean? And like the enemy attacks, and which doesn't mean I'm more holy than anybody else or anything like that.
No.
I was just intentional.
Awesome.
I was just intentional about it. But that,
So living proof of making a habit, or I mean, Mythbusters, whatever you want to call it. It's not Mythbusters, but they prove that it doesn't take 21 days because there's all kinds of things. Like you want to learn piano, it takes longer sometimes for some. But if you're intentional about changing something, our bodies, no matter what we have, we're over medicated and over everything for ADHD. Everyone thinks they have ADHD. Everyone thinks they have anxiety. Our body was beautifully and wonderfully made. So I got to preach right now.
Go ahead.
That's a testament, because I don't do that every day, and I haven't had a stretch of 4 years of doing anything consistently. Besides, I'm very good for 4 years. I know for a fact I've thought about myself.
we all do that. I still do that too. Don't get me wrong.
But that's awesome. That's a testament to, like, even the 21 days has turned into a lifestyle for you for 4 years. And then imagine if you're listening those times, and especially if you're in other states where you're not as free as we are in Florida, that's not easy to stick with that through COVID, through everything else that's happened the last 4 years, 5 years. There are disasters, and there's questions, and there's all kinds of stuff. So that's pretty awesome. Don't feel bad about that.
No,
not feel bad, but saying it.
It's the boasting that I don't want it to come off as boasting. But then I was reading, as I told you, I've been reading cover to cover from the Bible, and I'm in 2 Corinthians. Well, now I'm in Galatians. But Paul was talking about that sometimes he's boasting out of necessity, because he needs to show you what Christ is doing in his life, and he's boasting out of his weakness, not out of his strength. So he's talking about how I am weak in these areas. And you talk about the thorn in the flesh, right? Like, God allows you to be weak so that his glory can be proved that much greater. Yeah. And that's, like, I've tried a lot of different fastings since, and 9 times out of 10, I didn't even finish the fastings. So it was intentional. It was something I wanted to do. And it was the time that God had called me to do it, and it has changed, absolutely drastically changed my walk in my life. Yeah.
No, I don't. For me, I don't at all. I've heard you say that twice. I didn't know about the time, or had the time span, how long. But I don't at all. Maybe it's my stance, but I don't think it's at all sounding boastful. It's almost humility. It's so much humility that it's challenging for me. So I'll tell you that, because I haven't told you that yet. I don't. No piece of me was like, oh, he's bragging.
Okay, good.
Because we grew up in. Probably because we grew up in areas where we had people going, I haven't done this and whatever.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
And we see it on TV or on Instagram. You don't post it on, like, whatever. But no, that's amazing. And now, as a dad, like, that 21-day fast at your church, and this is something we talked about, I'll come back to on the church situation, or the church thing that we joke about now. But, like, now your kids' lives are changed forever, because of me growing up, my dad never missed a day. Like, we'd be up. We'd go to Disney, drive through the night to save money on the hotel, get there, go to the parks. Before we went to the parks, he had to read the Bible, and I'm going, Dad, Disney's right there. Right. What are we doing? And he's like, no, I got to spend time. I spend time. And not that he would make us, but it was in a loving way, like, hey, let's all spend time. Let's do this. Yeah. We'd go to a beach vacation. The sunset and the best tide was at 5 a.m. for his shelling. He'd wake up at 4 a.m. to be able to spend time with the Lord first. And as a 38-year-old, I can say I don't remember a time he missed. And I'm like, Dad, you got to be exhausted, because I'm exhausted. And I'm 16. I don't even get exhausted. And he made it a point. So it affects your kids, which is amazing, because now you got a 6-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl that are watching Daddy, or that know that Daddy does that, and it's oozing out of you. But I want to say on the church thing, so for all of you listening, I grew up Baptist church as well. And when Marco, my best friend, was going to a church that was charismatic, and whatever that entails, dancing, tongues, backflips, whatever it is that they're celebrating.
No backflips I saw. Yeah, no backflips.
You can do a backflip still.
I could. It's been a long time.
I used to say it like that, and now we joke about it, because I'm like, praise God, because my kids wouldn't have 2 really good friends that I know they can grow up with, and I hope that we spend a ton of time together. Because if you didn't go to that church, and if you didn't do the 21-day fast, you might not be in the position you are, and your marriage wouldn't be as strong, or your kids wouldn't be. So I challenge you, because I was that a couple of years ago when you told me. I was like, oh boy, he's lost his mind. And the same thing with, like, I don't know. I don't draw lines. I try not to draw lines anymore because I grew up in churches that drew lines that women pastor, no way could that be efficient.
That was like
I'm like, what? Anyone can if God's going to speak through somebody, going to speak through somebody. Do I choose to go to that? No. But I'm not going to draw a line. I definitely wouldn't go, I'm not going to that church out of town because there's a female pastor. I sat in a couple churches with female pastors that were amazing. So I would challenge you, don't draw lines unless it's actually biblical.
Yeah.
In New Testament law, because we draw lines in Old Testament law too that are crazy.
Yeah,
not crazy.
I will say, kind of like we were talking about with like, and you know, being Baptist, growing up Baptist too, and like the difference, and what also started that journey for me. I said I believed in God, and if I believed in God, I felt like I wasn't showing it, and by showing it, I meant like I didn't believe in the supernatural. And that was a line that stuck to me. I don't know where God gave it to me. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. I don't think I heard it from somebody saying it. Like it was just something like, I can't believe in a supernatural God and not believe in the supernatural. And that was something I'm like, okay, because people would come in to, oh, I got healed. I did this. And I'm like, okay.
Red flag.
Yeah. I'm like, sure you did. Sure you did. Or I did this. And I'm like, well, I don't really believe it. So it's like, and I used to pride myself saying loudly, I'm doubting Thomas. Like, I'm doubting Thomas. And
like, you need to see the proof.
Yeah, like, that haunted me, like, for my whole life, I feel like. Because now I was so much like, everything is skepticism. And now, like, chasing after God for that supernatural, like, I wasn't afraid as much of, like, what I was going to see going into a charismatic church. Like, I remember somebody said, I'm not going to put them on blast on here, but somebody told me when we started going to Destiny, they're like, oh, they love Jesus there. Like, they don't just love Jesus, they love Jesus. like that was a negative. Yeah. And I remember being like, that is exactly why I want to go there. Yeah. Is it going to be the perfect church? I don't know. Are they absolutely the best? I don't think so. No, I love them and I love Destiny Church, but you're always going to find churches that whatever. But
and
like,
it's what you needed at that time.
And it has been such a blessing. And so like you said, drawing the lines, you don't draw the lines, like God draw the lines. Yeah. And like the Holy Spirit convict you of what is right and what is wrong, but back it up with the Word. The Word is there as our guide. It's the law, right? And again, I'm in Galatians, and that's what it's talking about. The law doesn't save you. It's Christ that saves you. It's the faith in Him and Jesus that saves you. Exactly. And so we'll always debate. That's why there's 6 million different denominations. Yeah. Which is so dumb. Like, oh, they're not going. They believe in speaking in tongues. They're not going to hell. Yeah. I mean, to heaven. They're doing this.
True. No, don't put God in a box. It's unfortunately a closing word, but we got to do it. We'll have to do another one. But I will say it was so good for me. I'm pumped that God has given us grace. There's no more grace than what God gives. And I've said it before on this podcast even. I'm the Draymond Green of our team, typically, of our family, right? I want to call family out when they're doing something wrong, and I want to cut somebody out when they've wronged me. I used to, and I've tried to be a lot better about that because of God's grace. We betray God all the time. We live for ourselves, and He's still waiting there with arms open. And I'm like, hey, I'll give you 2 strikes, not 3. And then I had to grow to this 100 strikes, right? And have that grace. But and then the last thing to encapsulate all of it too is, as you said, is the Bible. I don't talk about enough is the acronym that we used in youth, my dad uses, is the basic instructions before leaving Earth. So the Bible, Bible, basic instructions before leaving Earth. If you can get in the Word, I promise you your life will get better. Yeah. I would start in the New Testament. If you're looking to be discipled, you can send us an email. We can tell you where to start. If you're looking to grow, because you jump into some of the Old Testament, you'll get lost. You could get lost. You could get a little confused. But I can tell you the Word I've never opened the Word, and it's returned void. And God promises that. So you could flip to any page in the book, and there's no other book in the world that could do that returns something valuable, that returns something. And God's speaking through it daily, every second, to people all over the world. So open the Word, put good people around you. That was what I wanted to close with on this. This is my best friend, accountability partner, and there were times when we were best friends to each other. We shouldn't have been around each other as much as possible. And now if we can get each other stronger and hold each other accountable and help each other grow as dads, as people, put good people around you, your life will get better. I'm blessed to have you on the podcast. Love you, brother. And love you. and
Thanks
we'll
for
have
having me.
have you
This is fun.
have you on again. 'Cause
Yeah, I
we
want
cut
to.
it short.
I got excited about talking about God and
Me
stuff.
too, I
We
love
just need to run this back.
Jump into part 2.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Goaded Mentality. Like, share, comment, subscribe, please, and we'll see you next time.